Alrighty, guys, thanks for joining me. This is your host, ID Jester. If you've been following along, you know we're getting pretty close. And if you noticed our video from yesterday, maybe it was 2 days ago, wearing all the sheets with all the cards ready to go to get cut out and sleeved, well, guess what? It's all done, as you can see. So in this episode, we're going to just go through and show you guys how simple and easy it is to set up an adventure. So you can see there's a lot of things out here, but we'll talk about them as we get to them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick an adventure that we're going to go on. So we're going to simply pick this one. Obviously, if you had multiple adventures, you would choose which one you want to do. We're going to go on this adventure right here. And this one recommends that we use the adventure is Purging the Death Knight. It recommends that we use Zarkin, but of course you could change that out with a different one, a different Dark Lord if you wanted to. So you're going to get the adventure cards, and then you're going to pick whichever Dark Lord you're going to choose for the adventure. So we're just going to go with the default, and obviously we're going to use Zarkin here. Zarkin comes with his own deck of cards, as you can see. So you're going to get out the Dark Lord and all of his adventure cards. And you're also going to get out the 2 initiative cards for the darkness, because we're going to be building our initiative deck with this. All right, so we'll leave those right there. So that's pretty simple. We get our adventure, and this one is Purging the Death Knight. We chose our Dark Lord, which is Zarkin, with his special cards and his special deck. He does come with his own set of cards, and then he also comes with location cards. You can switch these out for a different location if you wanted to. Well, for right now, we're just going to use the default. So we're going to use his location again as recommended, because the cards kind of synergize with the cards that he has in his deck. But you could choose a different location for the Dark Lord. So this would be the final climactic ending, and it would be the location he is in. So the Death Lord here, the Dark Lord, Zarkin, is in the Cavern of Souls. So thematically, but you could put him in something else if you wanted to. By just switching out the cards that come with his deck. So you would just take his cards and add in the different adventure cards. All right, so we got our quest, we got our Dark Lord. Now we're going to pick a adventure path to go on. And in this case, we are going to go on Black Moss Swamp location. So this would be the areas the players are going to travel through to get to the boss, to fight him in his Cavern of Souls. So we're going to take the initiative card, we're going to add that to our deck, and each of your different travel locations will come with their own deck of cards that have everything for that. And of course, some travel locations will be easier, some will be harder. So you're going to get the initiative card for that, and then you're going to get the travel cards, and you're also going to get the area cards that go with that encounter, or I'm sorry, with that adventure. So these are the area cards that go with this, and so you're going to keep those and keep these. Where are we going to put those? Good question. We're going to put those right here for right now. We'll build everything at the end. So the next thing we're going to do, we've got our adventure, or we got our quest, we got our Dark Lord, we got our adventure travel location quest deck ready to go. Now we're going to pick 4 heroes to go on this epic quest. And it just so happens we have 4 super cool characters that can go on this. So it's important when you're choosing characters, you want to include all 6 colors of fate. There's white, yellow, red, green, blue, and black. When you're picking your characters, you want to try to make sure you have all the different colors covered, which you'll see when we go through the adventure. If you're missing some of the colors, you're going to be significantly weakening yourself because you won't be able to complete certain quests and certain objectives. So you want to make sure you have characters that have all of the different colors. If you had multiple characters, you would choose 4 of them to go on the quest. Each of the different characters is going to come with a character card that has all the information about the character. And then each of the characters comes with their already pre-built deck of 18 cards, specifically just for this character. It'll have its name down in the bottom. And then, to go with this, you're going to add in the sets of cards that match his character. So in this case, with Grey Rock, we can add in 2 white sets and 1 yellow set. So if you look at all of our extra sets, these are not associated with anyone. As you can see, there's no character's name on them. We can get 2 white and 1 yellow. So we are going to take a white set called Divine Spiritual Truth. So we're going to take the Spiritual Truth white. And then we're going to take the Holy Blessings, which is white. And then we're going to take the Sacred Light, which is yellow. So we have white, white, yellow, Spiritual Truth, Holy Blessings, and Sacred Light. And that is going to be Grey Rock's deck. We can shuffle that up and make sure everything's nice and shuffled. Just like this. All right. We are then going to take Grey Rock's initiative card and add it to our initiative stack. And then we're going to take his targeting cards and we're going to look at his character sheet, and it's going to tell us how many cards to add into our targeting deck. So for Grey Rock, we're going to add 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we put those into our targeting deck. Next, we'll build our next character. This is Warheart. Again, Warheart comes with 18 specific cards just for him. They'll have his name on the bottom. And what we're going to do is then add in 2 red and 1 green. So we're going to add in, which ones are we going to add in? We're going to add in Surging Attack, which is red. We're going to add in Unmerciful Attack, which is red, and Scouting Party, which is green, to his deck. And then we can just shuffle it up and keep it nice and randomized. Boom, 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 boom. I'll shuffle these a little bit more off camera. All right, the next thing we're going to do is add his initiative card to our initiative stack. Then we're going to add in his targeting for Warheart. He's got 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to add his cards to the stack of targeting. Next, we're going to build Sly. Again, Sly comes with 18 pre-built cards just for him. You can't use these with any other character but him. And then we can add 2 black and a green. So we're going to add in Overly Sneaky, black. We're going to add in Underhanded Attacks, black. And we're going to add in Natural Deception, which is green. We're going to shuffle up his deck here. Alrighty, getting somewhere now. Alright, then we're going to add his initiative card to our initiative. We're going to check his sheet. He had 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he will add that into our targeting deck. Last but not least, Sapphire. And she is an elf mage, 2 blue and a yellow. Of course, again, she has her pre-built deck of 18 cards just for her. And well, it just so happens we have a yellow deck called Color of Fate, a blue deck called Wishful Darkness, and another blue deck called Stormlight. We can add those all together. And I'm not sure why the lighting all went crazy all of a sudden. Sorry about that. A lot of glare. It started off much better. I think it's because everything on the table now is gone and it's reading this black color, so it's trying to lighten everything. So I apologize for that. All right, and we're shuffling up her deck. All right. Then we're going to add her initiative card to the initiative stack. We're going to check her card. She has 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Add those to the targeting deck. That is our targeting deck. So when we need a random hero that's being attacked, we now have a deck of characters based upon their roles in the party. Frontline fighters are 9. Support is 8. Flanking units are 7. And backline units are 6. Just to understand why some of them have different numbers. So obviously the frontline fighters are going to be targeted more because they're up front. The flankers, not as much. The support units will be up there helping the front line, so not quite 9, but they'll be at 8. And of course, the backline units not targeted as much because hopefully the frontline units are doing their job and keeping the enemy from targeting them. So we then shuffle up our our target deck. Nice and good. Right? So we have our heroes. We have our targeting deck. We then will take our initiative deck, shuffle this up. Just like this. Right? Then we will take our adventure deck, shuffle this up. Now there's one more set of cards. We'll add a loot deck, which you don't see that there's no backing on this. This is a loot deck. So when the party earns treasure, they will be able to get some loot. Add this. And what I'm going to have to do is, do I have enough to add in? Gonna have to. All right, so I'll have to get some more of these printed out so I can get some backings for the loot deck. We're gonna shuffle that up. So the loot deck we're just gonna keep off to the side. The Dark Lord, we're gonna keep him and his cards off to the side. We're gonna bring the quest into play. Follow the directions on the quest. And that tells us to put into play the 3 rugged orcs. To put in our travel deck. Flipping up a travel location. Put the 3 rugged orcs into play. Finish shuffling this up. Then we draw an area card, and we draw a travel deck. I'm sorry, a travel card. All right. And we're headed into the Black Moss Swamp to try and complete this quest. And the orcs have ambushed us. We are now in an area called the Long Silent Night. A wolf howls a deep breath into the dark night, its cry heard by everything within miles. Yet its call goes unanswered. It must be alone. On its initiative, the next hero initiative card drawn becomes dazed, and it'll be a 5 explore location, which means it will stay in play until 5 explore tokens go on there. And then we draw a travel card, which is going to be another minion coming into play. This is going to be the Swamp Bandit. Then the players would draw cards, 5 cards. And in this case, he ends up with a prayer, divine intervention, a divine mace, holy beads, and determined strike. And each hero will draw 5 cards. And they will also start, if I can get the lid open, with the amount of fate on their card. So he will start with 2 white, and a yellow. Oh, come here, you. He will start with 2 white and a yellow and his 5 cards. And Warheart here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, bloom. We have Unmerciful Punishment, Natural Bonds, Grapple Enemy, The Truthful Path, and Action Surge. He will start with 2 red and a green. And that will be him. Sly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He will start with the Sly action, Hide in the Shadows, Perception, Uncanny Dodge, and Hide in the Shadows. He will start with 2 black and a green. Two black and a green. And last but not least, lovely Lady Sapphire here. Just trying to make sure I shuffled up the cards good here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She starts with the Mage Robes, Arcane Recovery, Counterspell, Evocation Mastery, and the Mage Staff. She starts with 2 blue and a yellow fate. And we are set up and ready to go. We would then draw an initiative card to see whose turn it is to go. And dun 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 dun. Who is going to be the first one to act? Who is going to be the first one to do something in the game? So just so you can see, there's 2 darkness cards. The Black Swamp, which will activate some kind of special power on it, and then 1 for each of the different characters. When you go through this, a round is over, you shuffle these back up and start another round. All right, so the quest is the Orc Ambush Quest One. An Orc war party spots you as an easy target and attacks. Put into play the 3 rugged Orc cards, the area deck, and the travel deck. Then draw an area card, which we did, the Long Silent Night, and 1 travel card, which ended up being the Swamp Bandit. Complete this when there are no minion cards in play. Progress to Quest 2. Each hero can then rest and heal 2 life points. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to eliminate all of these minions out. The Dark Lord doesn't come into play until we make it through the quest, which will hopefully be, within a little while. We also have Finding the Lost Cavern, the Wooden Bridge, and then finally arriving at the Cavern of Souls. So hopefully we can get through this and do what we need to do. And of course we have our loot deck over there in case we have to draw some loot. Of course, if you're playing with players, you would have, everyone would have their cards in their hands, be able to talk, interact with everyone. you know, oh yeah, I can do some damage. I can help take out this guy, blah, 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 or whatever. The rugged orcs have rugged on their card, which means they can't lose their activation. There are some spells and powers and abilities that'll tell the enemies when you hit them that they lose their next activation, but because they're rugged, they can't. They also have armor 1, which means they take 1 less point of damage. And when they activate, they have an action to deal 2 points of red damage to a random hero. So once we're ready for initiative, which I think we will put probably here, we would draw an initiative card, and wham! The darkness would get to go. You activate all of the cards in order. So the rugged orc would target a random hero. So we draw a target, and Grey Rock would take 2 damage. This guy would activate, do the same thing. Warheart would take 2 damage. This guy will activate. Grey Rock takes another 2 damage. The Swamp Bandit deals 2 points of green damage to 2 random heroes. So we need 2 damage, or 2 Grey Rock and Warheart again. And then we would draw a card. And, oh, I forgot to take those out. These are special quest cards that I was supposed to pull out ahead of time. So I'll have to, there's another one. There are some special quest cards that don't go in the deck yet. Dum bum dum bum bum bum. Is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, there's one more. What am I missing? Nope, that's not it. Where is it? Oh, right there it is. All right. Make sure you take out the special quest cards before you shuffle the deck up. There are a set of special quest cards just for this quest. So if you were to use this quest with a different location deck, a different adventure deck, then you would put those cards in with whatever location you're using. So these don't come into play yet, obviously, until they're called for. All right, so that's how the travel deck works, and then obviously we would we're still drawing a card here. Oh, and Swamp Goblin has joined it. It has Dodge 1, Ranged, and Swarm, which means if there was any goblins in the discard pile, the goblins would come into play. He would swarm and bring in another one with him. So there's quite a few enemies out there for the players to start working on. And of course, then we would draw one, and now it's Warheart's turn to go. So Warheart gets his hero fate. So he can choose either green or red. And he starts with 2. All right, he is going to gather a red one at the start of his turn. And that's just happens. And now he's got 2 actions. He doesn't obviously have any cards in play. Don't have to worry about that yet. But he will probably be getting cards in play pretty quickly here. Where are we going to put the initiative deck? Let's put the initiative deck. Let's put it back here. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. And we don't need that yet, so we'll slide that out of the way. So this way, when the players... so yeah, they would have taken damage. We would have 2, 4, 6 damage on Grey Rock and 4 damage on Warheart so far. So we would be adding damage on them. I'm just trying to show you how things go here. So for his first action, oh, he would love to do too many things. He's only got 2 actions, so he does get his special ability. You can play a skill as a free action. So he's going to play this as his free action because it's a skill. He does have to pay for it, so it costs him 1 fate. He's going to do 2 damage against 2 enemies. And he is going to choose the Swamp Bandit. Try and get these guys killed. And the Goblin. And they have a ability now called Fragile 1, which means anytime they take damage, they take an extra point of damage. The reason he didn't choose to do the Rugged Orcs are because with the armor, he would only do 1 point against each of them. So, yeah. It's rough. It's rough. So this is going his discard pile. That was his free action. He still has 2 actions, but again, he still has to pay for them. So what he's going to do is he is going to, for his first action, he's going to play a skill. He's going to spend 1 green to activate, discard a green card, and get double the green fate listed on that card. So he's going to discard the Truthful Path. He's going to get double. So he's going to get 6 green fate. Seems like a pretty good one. So he'll have plenty of green fate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to have plenty of green fate to activate green cards. So that was his first action. And his second action is he's going to do an action surge. No, he's not. He's going to save this for next turn. He is going to grapple an enemy. He's going to spend his last 2 red fate. Grapple an enemy doing 3 damage. And he is going to grapple one of these orcs. 1. Where are you, little? 2. Come here, you. 3. All right, do 3 red. Oh, I'm sorry. He only does 2 because of the armor. Grapple an enemy doing 3 red damage to them, and that unit can't use any of its actions for the remainder of the round. Any damage you take is split 50-50 with the enemy you're grappling. This lasts until the end of the round. I'll be ready in a minute. So I'm going to put this card next to it so that we remember that for the rest of the round, Warheart and the Orc have grappled. All right, so that was his 2 actions. He got his fate. He played his actions. He did his cards. Then at the end of his turn, he gets to draw a card, and his turn would be done. Then we would flip up the next card and move on. So that's how play would proceed with it would be Sly's turn next. So we would activate Sly. We would see. Oh boy, you know what? He really needs a lot of black fate, so he is going to gather a black fate. Oop, that's not black. Here we go. Problem is he doesn't have a lot. So what he's going to do for his first action is he's going to gather fate. So he is going to turn that card in for 2 black. I can find black in here. Black and brown look very similar. So 2 black. Actually, yeah. Gather the fate on that card. That's action number 1. And then action number 2 is he is going to play a sly action, which costs him 3. And basically place your initiative card back into the draw pile. So he's going to be all sneaky and underhanded and place his card right back in the initiative. And be able to go again in this turn. Alrighty, that's a quick look at the setup, the process, the use, and how things are ready to go. And then at the end of his turn, he would draw a card and we would move on. Alright guys, just wanted to give you kind of an overview on how to combine everything, how to set up the adventure, and how things would go. So hopefully you'll join us for our actual live playthrough. Hopefully coming soon to a theater near you. If you enjoyed this, leave me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, give me a thumbs down. Leave me a comment, suggestion, thoughts, comments, what you see. And hopefully you'll be able to join us for the big live playthrough. Until then, everyone have a good evening. We'll talk to you guys later.